rear door open.
So if I have 10 people that I want to carry with me,
Get a commercial license and go buy a bus for yourself. Now let's talk about the design of the Kia Carnival, and well, as far as looks are concerned, the Kia Carnival looks like an MPV. It is an MPV, so yeah, it's not one of those cars which will leave you completely stunned or something like that. But then again, who buys MPVs for that purpose? As far as this is concerned, it does look premium, and that is the strength of the Carnival's design. It has a lot of elements that give it a very good premium touch. Now let's start off with these sleek looking headlamps. Now these are LED projector headlamps. They've got this cool looking LED DRL, and these fog lamps too are LEDs with again a nice chrome surround. You've also got this Kia's trademark tiger nose design up front at the grille, and again this is chrome studded, looks good, and we all know Indians love chrome and there's a lot of it around here, so most of you are going to like it. The other elements, if you look at it, the skid plate, even the creases around the bumper, all of it comes along very well to give the Carnival a good looking stance and, like I said earlier, a very premium design. Now, one of the other things that most people will notice instantly about the Carnival is the fact that it's big, more than 5 meters long, almost 2 meters wide. So yes, this is a king-sized vehicle. It looks good, but it doesn't really look awkward like it happens with a lot of other MPVs which are really long. No, it's got a good stance. The roof line again goes well. You've got again the window line has a slight upswept design around the C-pillar, so that just breaks the monotony of plain design. And you of course have this panel here with the cut. So again, these do come across as elements that give the side a good stance. Now, one other thing is, of course, that a lot of people will notice are the doors. So you can instantly make out that this is not your regular door which opens like this. Instead, one touch of a button and voila, it's electric door. More on that later when we talk about the cabin and the luxury. But also, if you move back to the rear, in fact, again, you've got a clean looking design, and you've got these smart looking tail lamps, again, bits of chrome, and overall, yes, merges well with the rest of the design. So yes, it's not a head turner, but it will turn heads because it's big and it looks premium, and people will know that you did pay a lot of money to buy this. While most elements about the Carnival in terms of design are spot on, there is one thing which I wish was a bit different, and that's these wheels. Now, don't get me wrong, the design is nice, but too much chrome. It's just too much chrome. But then again, there are people who love chrome, and I've seen people who actually go ahead and get chrome wheels from the aftermarket. So well, if you're one of them, you're in for a party. In fact, a carnival. So now let's get inside the cabin of the Carnival and experience what kind of luxury it offers. But before that, let me tell you about a special feature, the voice activated doors in the Kia Carnival. All you need to say is rear door open. How cool is that? What other car gives you this kind of advanced technology? But the reality is, I was joking. Actually, the key fob has a button using which you can open either of the rear doors electronically. All you need to do is hold them for a bit. Now, jokes apart, once you're inside the cabin, especially in the second row of this vehicle, well, first look, it is absolutely a gorgeous place to be in. The entire cabin is appointed well. I particularly like these mats. Again, if you look at the plastic around the center console, it's very well built. You of course have USB and a power outlet, so you can keep multiple devices charged on the go. The seats itself, they are absolutely brilliant. Very comfortable seats, and this is not just what you can do with it. So you've got a lot of options of doing a lot of things. If you're out on a long journey or you've had a really tiring day, well, these are the luxury seats. So it's pretty much like getting a business class experience inside a car. So you can do this, you can extend this even further actually. And of course, then there's the option wherein you can slide the seat front or towards the rear. Not just that, for people who have a larger frame or for easier ingress egress, you can actually move the seat sideways. So there's a lot that you can do with the seat to find absolutely the most comfortable position for you in this vehicle, in this row. Of course, these are captain seats, so two people side by side. Great thing. And the one that we are driving right now, this variant, well, this is called the limousine, and what we have right now is a 7-seat option.
What if I have an 8-person family?
Well, if you have an 8-person family, then it comes in an 8-seater configuration too.
What if I have 9 people?
It comes in a 9-seat configuration too.
And if I have 10 people that I want to carry with me?
Get a commercial license and go buy a bus for yourself. With that out of the way, now let's continue with the other features. At the back, you also get this 10-inch screen, both sides. So of course, you can always stay in touch with your preferred entertainment, and you have a complete control over it. And like I already told you, these are captain seats, so you get these adjustable armrests both sides. You've got the air conditioning vents here. You've also got a dual sunroof setup. So you've got a standard sunroof up front. You've got a sunroof here as well. And like I told you, it is a big car. So of course, when it comes to placing stuff inside the cabin, again, the Carnival scores top marks. In the door pocket, you can easily plonk in 1-liter bottle and still be left with space for some smaller bottles and a lot of other knickknacks. You can also place some water bottles here, so you've got space for 2 of them. Now, since this is a 7-seat MPV, well, it means that the last row does make a difference to you, and that's the reason why you would have considered buying an MPV. So let's see how easy or hard is it to access this seat. All you need to do is press one lever. A fair bit of space to get in and out. First impression, the moment you get here, in the first few seconds, this is a lot better than anything that has been on sale in India till now, within this or around the 20 to 30 lakh rupee price segment. So instantly, as you can see, I'm 5 feet 8 inches. I didn't need to tell you my height, because there, well, it's no problem at all. You can be 6 feet 5 inches and have no problem for space. But here, despite me being 5 feet 8 inches, there's no problem in terms of leg room. I still have leg room to spare. Headroom also, yes, headroom, if you're say about 6 feet tall or taller, that could be an issue. But again, for someone like me, it's not much of an issue. The only issue here is that since the seat, the height is low, you do end up sitting with your legs pointing up in the air. So you can see I don't have much of under thigh support. So yes, maybe for an hour or a couple of hours as well, you can probably sit here for maybe a couple of hours. It is that good, unlike some other vehicles where 40-45 minutes is the max you can do. But this is good enough. You've got good space, you've got cup holders on either side, there's a USB charging point as well, and there are these air conditioning vents, and both for the middle row windows as well as this one, you've got these blinds. So on either of the rows, you can use these blinds for privacy or better comfort. So now let's start off with the front cabin experience of the Carnival. And the moment you put yourself in this seat, it is instantly clear that the Carnival has got a great cabin and a great set of features to offer. Now, to start off with, you look at this dashboard. Well, it's a well-appointed dashboard. It's got the soft touch material, so looks premium and again feels premium to touch as well. So the entire dashboard here, the black part, is done in soft touch material. You have this upper glove box. You've got this beige part, again a glove box here, so again dual use. If you talk about the material here, well, this one's plastic, but again it looks well built and it does not look out of place. So yes, it goes along with the premium positioning of the vehicle. There's an 8-inch infotainment screen here. Just like you had it in the Kia Seltos, you have the UVO connectivity app here as well. So that means using a smartphone, or if you have a smartwatch, you can control a lot of features from your device. So you can remotely start or stop the engine, you can find out its location, you can geofence it, you can get maintenance updates, you can track your vehicle if it gets stolen, and the list will just go on. So we will definitely do a video on that in detail, what all features you get. But to start off with the screen is quite nice. It's got a very nice interface, simple, easy to use, touch response is good, visibility under sunlight again is good. So yes, that way it's nice. It gives you the options of inbuilt navigation, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so a lot is offered there as well. You also have these glasses. These are UV cut glasses, and Kia claims these block out the harmful UV radiations. So again, that adds to a safer environment inside the cabin. Now the instrument cluster, you've got dual port design with analog setup. So on the left you have a tachometer and the temperature gauge, on the right you've got the speedometer and the fuel gauge, and in the center you've got a digital screen which gives you access to all of the information, including your odometer, trip meter, your distance to go, your average fuel efficiency, your distance traveled, your average speed, and what is the level of urea remaining, because this is BS6 certified vehicle and comes with an AdBlue tank. So all of that and a lot more data can be accessed here. The steering, of course, you've got is quite nice. It's a leather wrap steering, feels good to hold, and you've got controls for cruise control and also your MID and your audio and telephone controls, all here in a very easy to use manner. This part of the dashboard, again, you have your regular buttons to use the infotainment screen, and this is for the climate control. You also have a wireless charging pad and a USB point here. So yes, keeping multiple devices on the charge is never going to be an issue in the Carnival. The driver's seat is 8-way electrically adjustable and comes with ventilated functions. No, if you're on that seat, you do not get either of those functions, but the seat is quite comfortable and the cushioning is nice, the support is nice. If you talk about the under thigh support, the side support, well, all of it really comes together to give you a very comfortable, a refined and a luxurious experience. So now let's talk about the performance and the driving experience of the Kia Carnival. Now to start with, this massive behemoth comes with a 2.2 liter diesel engine and it delivers a healthy output of 200 PS and 440 Newton meters of torque. And the best thing is that this torque is accessible right from about 1750 RPM, and you can ride the high wave till about a shade under 3000 RPM, which means the drivability is very good in this car and you do not come across much of lag and stop and go traffic or beat any driving situation. The Carnival handles matters in a very impressive manner. As far as engine is concerned, in terms of refinement, Kia has done a great job. Well, as long as you're cruising, there is barely any sound that makes its way inside the cabin. Yes, of course, if you're on the outside, you can hear the engine. It is loud. It has the typical diesel clatter, and inside as well, if you really gun the throttle, well, that is the only time you'll hear the diesel clatter filtering through. But beyond that, if you're just cruising along on the highway, even at as fast as maybe 120, 130 kilometers, all that you will hear is a bit of a tire roll and some of wind noise. It is that refined. Now, if you talk about the transmission, well, sending power to the wheels is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, this is an MPV. Keep in mind, this is not a sedan or an SUV, so it is not built for performance straight out. So, but still, the transmission does a good job. It is not exactly or particularly quick, but it is not lazy either. Now, as far as the driving experience is concerned, with about 200 PS of power and 440 Newton meters of torque, well, despite this vehicle being the size that it is and the weight that it has, well, motion is not exactly an issue. It moves briskly. It's not something which will really push you back into the seat, but then again, yes, it's got a linear and a healthy acceleration. As a premium MPV, it is good to drive. It has decent power. And
Is it engaging to drive you through the corners?
it's an MPV. Why would anyone really want to take it through the corners? Well, but that said, if you really want to, it is not that bad. I must tell you, it's not that bad. It is a very stable vehicle. Yes, of course, it's got a really long wheelbase, and also there is going to be a lot of movement once you push it around too hard. But otherwise, in straight line or so, well, you won't face any issues. It is a very stable and predictable vehicle to drive. Now, when it comes to ride and handling, now ride quality is something that is very important for a luxury MPV, because the reason you're buying something like this is because you want a comfortable vehicle. Now, as far as the Carnival is concerned, it's got a very good suspension setup. McPherson struts up front. It's got a multi-link setup at the rear, and in tandem, both of these work really well. So be it slow speed or high speed, the car absorbs all the undulations in a very good manner, and barely anything just filters through to the cabin. If I talk about the suspension setup, well, it's pretty much a spot on. It is not really on the firm side, it's not too soft, so it is exactly what one would want. It's pretty much evened out, balanced out. So yes, a very good ride quality.
But is it like parking a bus?
The good thing about it is because it comes with a rear view parking camera, and it comes with parking assist as well. So even if you are not used to driving such a long vehicle, you can actually use the help of this computer and park this vehicle. But without that help, yes, it can be a bit challenging. It's a big vehicle. So now let's talk about, well, the conclusion of this video, and it is time to tell you, like you would have expected, how does the Kia Carnival stack up against the Toyota Innova Crysta? Well, for starters, they are not direct competitors, because the Toyota Innova Crysta tops out at about 23 lakhs, and the Kia Carnival, if I'm correct, the pricing has not been announced yet, but would start from a price point above that. So yes, different segments, but yes, if you are in the market for a luxurious and a spacious and a comfortable MPV, till now there was no other option apart from the Toyota Innova Crysta, the Innova earlier, but now you have a new option, which is a proper luxury MPV. So yes, this is something you should really consider. Now, Kia being Kia, like they had done it with Seltos, they have gone all out in the Carnival as well, and a lot of manufacturers should actually take a cue from Kia, because if you want to launch a new vehicle, this is how you do it. You go absolutely ballistic in terms of features. So the Carnival is loaded with features that no other vehicle in the segment or even a segment above have. And this is exactly how you make a vehicle successful. That is what Kia did with the Seltos, and this is what it is doing as a product with the Carnival. It is loaded to the gills. Now, what remains to be seen is the pricing. If Kia can repeat the competitive pricing what it did with Seltos for the Carnival, there is no reason why the Carnival, despite being a segment above, will not lure away some people who were planning to buy the Crysta and get new buyers as well. So what should it be priced? Well, I believe starting about 25, maybe a bit below that for an introductory pricing, and goes all the way to 30 if Kia can manage that. Well, it is going to be a sweet spot.